I'm good.
So what's up? Talk to me. What do you got?
So you said there at the end, I don't know if you were joking that this was a nightmare. Was that a joke?
Every season of The Ultimate Fighter is a nightmare. I'm not joking.
But was this more of a nightmare because it was live?
No, I actually really enjoyed the live. You guys were here tonight. It's fun, man. It's really fun live. I like it.
And what's the sort of next 7 days like for them? Because this has never happened before. Did they go from the house to the pond?
I went and talked to them all, and I told them, chill out. You know, these guys have been. This is going to be interesting. We've never done this before. So these guys. Normally, when these guys, it's the untold part of the Ultimate Fighter. What happens when everybody leaves this place? It's mayhem. It's craziness. We're in Vegas. These guys have been locked up for 5 weeks. These guys have been locked up for 13 weeks, 12 weeks, whatever it is, and now we're setting them out into the wild. So I told them, chill out. They'll go stay at Palace Station tonight. Do what you got to do. Be cool. Have fun. But you're fighting next weekend. Everybody's fighting next weekend. So we'll see what happens. So they go home. They go to the Palace Station, and then everybody moves into the Palms as normal, like fight week on a Monday.
What would have happened if one of the winners tonight would have gotten a big cut on his head or whatever, and then had to be out next week?
No different than, guys are training, sparring the week leading up to the fight. Obviously, it's a little tougher, when you're in there. It's the catch-22 for the Ultimate Fighter Live.
Right.
You want an awesome semifinal. Too awesome, though. You know what I mean?
Right.
Would you have had to pull somebody and put somebody in the close? And it's just, sorry, man, you were in the finals, but that sucks for you?
Yep.
Wow.
So we wouldn't know who was the Ultimate Fighter, because it wouldn't be. It's what's wrong with tournament style. It's what I don't like about tournament style and why you don't do it anymore. You know?
So that said, I mean, you're still planning on doing it live next season?
Yeah.
In the fall?
Listen, you guys know as well as anybody, we got a lot of work to do here. We got a lot of work to do. We got a lot of things that we need to figure out. But we will do the work and we will figure it out.
What's the best reward? What would you say the biggest reward of the live part of it?
Live. There's no putting it in the can.
But in a sense,
let's keep this a secret. Your families get to see, even though your families don't get to see you, they get to see you every Friday. You know what I mean? Right. They get to follow your progression there at home, not sitting around wondering what the hell's going on. It's just live is the real deal. I love it. This is the most engaged I've been in a season of The Ultimate Fighter in a long time. Right. I've been at every fight except one. It's awesome. I love the live aspect of it. We just got to figure out, a lot of other things.
What are those things? What are some of the things you'd like to fix?
Things we need to fix with FX.
And what can you elaborate?
What night we're on?
Right. That's the big one.
Mm-hmm.
So what is the sort of they want?
It's all
Friday
work in
night.
progress. We got to work it out.
But they like Friday night because they don't have a lot of 18 to 34.
We've been in this Fox deal for months.
Right.
Months. There's a lot of work to do here, man. I mean, you guys have heard me say these next 2 years are more important than the last 10. It's a lot of work.
Do you know which night it will be on next season?
Don't know.
Which night would you?
I'm going to Fox on Tuesday, and I'm meeting with everybody. FX, Fox Sports, Fuel, meeting with everybody up there. And I got a lot of work to do between now and the next season, whatever the next season is.
When is the
live
next season?
taped or whatever it might be.
So that's not set in stone?
I don't think anything's ever set in stone. I mean, it's up to us and what we think is the best for the Ultimate Fighter brand, the network, the UFC, everybody.
What about how you do the show?
And the fighters. I mean,
right.
Stuff like we're talking about. The thing about us is we're not afraid to take chances. We're not afraid to try new things. We're not afraid to push the limits of what we can do with this sport and this brand. We are always testing the waters and trying new things. To do this?
Doing this thing live, it seems as though one of the other things that happens is that the fights become even more emphasized. I mean, there was some of these seasons, all the hijinks in the house became sort of a big deal. It didn't seem like, I'm sure some of that's some, there was some of that, but it didn't seem like that was the...
It wasn't the focus. The focus was the fights.
Yeah.
This is a live sporting event every Friday night
where
you get to see what they did all week. It's kind of like a 24/7, but you get the fight at the end. They actually fight at the end of the show. You know what I mean? Every show is like that. So the format, I love the format. I think the format's great. It's just, it's dialing this thing in and figuring out all the things to make the show as great as we know we can.
Do you think the way that the fighters responded to the format had something to do with there not being kind of that controversial character this season?
Well, it's not about controversial characters. This is what I think the difference is, too, this season. And you guys have never been here before, so you wouldn't understand this, but guys in previous seasons would tell you why you're here doing this. The reason you have such great reality is because it doesn't feel fucking real. You're walking around, and after day 2, they're used to the cameras. This stuff isn't airing live. It's not, it's not happening. It doesn't feel real to these guys. When you fight on television every Friday night live, it's just a different feeling. It's a completely different feeling than it is when we tape the show. It's weird.
How would you categorize the ratings? Only because I ask, it seems like there's a positive and a negative. Positive, it's a whole new audience. The Spike audience had seen the show. Yeah. Negative, they're a little lower. So how do you view them?
Well, it's always a positive when you have new viewers watching. Friday nights is a bad night for us. We know that. We would never go out and try to air a show that we really cared about on a Friday night. It's the position we're in. It's the position FX is in. And this isn't FX saying, no, we want this thing on Friday nights, because this UFC deal happened like that. I mean, we did the deal in fucking September. You know what I mean? FX, their shit's already all laid out. The shows, the new programming, everything they had laid out, their schedule. Ultimate Fighter got dropped on them. That wasn't there. They weren't like, oh shit, yeah, let's go out and acquire the Ultimate Fighter. That got dropped on FX. So, for being in the position that we're all in, FX has been fantastic. They love the brand as much as we do, and they want to do what's best for everybody. This thing just got sprung on Fox as a whole. So, there's some things that need to be worked out. The fans, the media, everybody is fucking harsh and starts wanting to hammer everybody and go, oh, it's fucking Friday nights and this sucks and that sucks, and it's all a work in progress. It's just not as black and white as that. It's not as simple as it seems. It's not like FX and they're like, oh, why would the fucking FX? They're stupid. Why would they throw it on? Because that's the night they had. It's the only night they had. They sell all that shit. This isn't Spike. You know what I mean? Spike we had the freedom to go wherever we wanted to. What are we going to bump Mansers? Fucking 1,000 Ways to Die? You know what I mean? Come on. It was awesome. I'm not knocking them. It sounds like I'm making fun of them. I'm not. But they're not FX. You know what I mean? The fucking Sons of Anarchy. You got all these shows that are winning, that are nominated award-winning shows. You just don't bump Sons of Anarchy over here. We had a lot more freedom over at Spike than we do at FX, but we will figure it out.
Would you ever consider doing another, not so much a comeback season, but a season where it's featuring guys who have been in the UFC, who are familiar names? Did you like that?
I loved it. I loved the most about that season? The winner actually became the champion.
Yeah, right away.
Won the world title against Georges St. Pierre.
Would you ever do it again?
Of course, yeah.
Is that possible?
I think what you have to, there's enough time has gone by where there's enough guys out there where you could do that kind of a show.
For the next one, maybe?
I don't know. Was that what you want?
Well, actually, I've said it. People have asked me what I thought about it, and I said the comeback would really, the comeback show would really rejuvenate the brand, and it seems like a lot of people responded to that, so that's why I'm curious.
Would rejuvenate the Ultimate Fighter brand?
Yeah. Because the sport has grown so much.
It always makes me laugh. Seriously, think about this. Rejuvenating the Ultimate Fighter brand and stale and all this shit. Do you like fights? It's a fucking fight show.
Right.
It's a fight show.
But I think people are more emotionally invested in guys they know. That's all I'm saying.
This isn't fucking Jersey Shore. It's not the same fucking crew partying and hanging out and he's mad at him and she's mad at her. It's a fucking fight show. We're looking for the new talent, and the show has proven itself throughout the years. I mean, how many champions have come from the Ultimate Fighter? How many top contenders? How many of the sport's biggest stars have come from the Ultimate Fighter? It is what it is. The fucking show is a fight show. To recharge the brand or all this shit. It's like people were asking me about, do you think this new format works? And somebody asked me this the other day. And seriously, you guys, sometimes I have a hard time not fucking going off on when I get these fucking questions. So this new format on the Ultimate Fighter, what do you think about it? You think this thing works? It's fucking fights. It better work. I mean, that's what we do. That's the business I'm in. If people are tired of seeing fights, I guess I'm fucked.
Yeah, but what we were saying before about this now going live, it is about the fights. There was a thought you said, well, this isn't the Jersey Shore, but there was seasons where a lot of the nonsense that was going on in the house, it was like Jersey Shore.
You're right.
With the fight.
Yeah. Right, the two meshed together. So you had all the crazy, goofy stuff.
Right, but so there has been an evolution. I mean, there has been.
It's
so
true.
I mean,
it's true. Well, you're right, and that's a good question. The question might be, do we need that goofy stuff back? Is that what people like too?
But you couldn't have predicted.
I know, but that's the question here. You're either you got a segment of the population that's going to watch it because they love the reality, and okay, the fights are okay. And then you got the guys who are like, fuck this is stupid shit. I want to see the fights and see who the best guy is. So there is a happy medium in there where you could, because the reality when you get the goofy guys, it is what it is. If we pick this guy and he's a fucking idiot, what are we going to do? He's in the show. But then you get guys that are, have serious emotional problems and a lot of other things, but are real fighters too, like Chris Lieben, which is, I think, is fascinating to watch. When you have a guy like Chris Lieben who is so self-destructive and just can fly off the handle, yet is a very tough, good fighter that people like to watch. So it's that's what I'm saying. In that we have to figure this thing out. What is the right combination? But I do love live. Live works. The other thing that I love about live, and if you're a fight fan, a sports fan, or you like to bet, the fact that the sportsbook have this thing. All the sportsbooks do it now. You go into the sportsbook for the Ultimate Fighter, and you sit there and you get to watch the reality in the sportsbook of what's going on that week, and then you can make your decision to go up and bet on the fight. It's pretty cool, And again, I'm talking about a small segment of lunatic gambling. Me. That's how I was when I was a fight fan. I mean, it was all about studying everything that's going on leading up to the fight, who's what did he weigh in at, and what do you think, and then you make your bet on the fight, and then you watch the fight, and it's so much fun.
Have you found the promotion to be tricky? Because in the past, like let's say the Kimbo season, you knew what happened, you could package things, and then you could promote next week at the end of the show, this is what you're going to see, tease. You can't really do that because it's all happening.
But what you can do is what he and I were talking about. Yes, there's no packaged, canned, crazy stuff. What we would do back then is, what we were going to show you that happened next week is if, one guy pissed on the other guy's fruit, and the other guy, these are the things that are going to happen. If something explosive happened, the reality thing that we were talking about. What you get here is, you learn about these fighters, you see what goes on in training and what's happening, and then I pick the fights live right there. You know what's going to happen next week. These two are going to fight, and if you're interested in the fights and the competition, then you should be interested.
Can you explain Urijah? I don't know if you've heard what he said about the whole Ivan Menjivar thing. What exactly happened there? Because
I lied to him.
At the end of the show, you apologized, but no one knew what you meant until after.
Because I lied to him. Because this show, even though it's it's not taped, we want to break some shit on the show. You know what I mean? Well, you fuckers, it's tough to do. You guys are out looking for the next big, So what we did was, he called me. I was like, fuck. He called me and he said, Dane, I said to him last time I saw him in here, I'll let you know who you're going to fight. You'll know, I'll let you know when I fight. So I was avoiding him. Fucking calls me. I didn't think he was calling me about the fight. And asked me who he was fighting. Fuck, man. I know if I tell him, he's going to tell his camp. His camp's going to go tell this guy, that guy, and that's how this thing's going to be. I said, you're fighting Ivan Menjivar. He said, okay, cool. I said, cool. So then we had Menjivar, Barao, McDonald, and Pickett, all thinking they were flying to Las Vegas.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They thought so too?
They did. They all thought they were. They all thought Menjivar was actually, thought his tickets were being booked and he was coming to Las Vegas.
Trying to root out a mole in the organization.
Yeah, actually, the Menjivar thing never got out. So, Urijah's, busting my balls about it and everything else. He never did tell. He didn't tell anybody because it never got out.
So at that moment, when you brought up Bra, he had no idea.
He had no idea.
He didn't see Bra in the back.
Had no idea. No, we own this place is most us. This whole complex is mostly us. Down there is our warehouse for all the merchandise. He was down there.
Wow.
Then once the fight started, they brought him through the back. He came in here and sat in my office until we brought him out. So when Barat was announced, he had no idea. That's why I looked at him and said, "Sorry, bro."
Now, did you watch Cruz's body language? I mean, it was almost hard to watch him how crushed he was just being a part of it. Did you see that? And have you talked to him about just mentally how he's dealing with all this?
This is going to be the biggest purse of his entire career.
Oh.
Biggest purse, biggest fight, off the biggest stage ever. That kid couldn't have been kicked in the nuts harder. I think he's handled it like a man. He stayed in here. You know, he competed hard to get his team and himself to win. And by the way, Faber won tonight. Faber wins the car, the bike,
Everything.
Everything.
Cruz gets nothing?
Cruz gets nothing.